feel like I'd black out. I'd like go up there and so prepared and be like, what just happened?
You said, my name is...
My name?
My name?
SpongeBob reference.
Love it.
On point.
What is your name?
I had a name once. All right, here we go. So good.
Guys, welcome back to Season 2, Shit, Gigs, and Topics. Who are you? What do you do? Why do you do it? And what do you want to do? These are the questions I ask these random individuals in my life. Today, we have someone who actually I don't know what she does. I know a little bit of her.
It's a secret.
Yeah, but I'm actually really excited to kind of open up this Pandora's box of who you are.
Yeah.
So tell me.
Into it. So my name is Hannah. Do I have to do your last name too?
What do you move the mic away?
Hannah Becker.
No one can
also
hear you.
known as Baby Beck or Bex with an X. That's my party name.
Oh,
Bex with an X.
Lord.
You chant like a Bex with an X. Yeah. But those days are long behind me. But yeah, my name's Hannah.
That's so. I said my name's Hannah.
But it's Bex with an X.
Bex with an X.
When we're partying. Yeah.
I love that. How did that come about?
So, fun fact. Okay, so I've lived in the Valley my whole life. Fresno native.
Really?
Yes. Born and raised.
Wow, and we've only ever come across each other this...
A couple times. Well, I remember you elbow room.
Thank you.
Yeah, I remember you.
It's cool.
Yeah. So.
Best server.
Yeah. Do you remember, when I went in with the two moms and the moms were trying to, yeah. Yep.
I might still have that napkin somewhere.
Oh my God. Wait, what did I write on it or did they do it?
No, you wrote on it.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot.
Yeah, Bex with an X was going hard, I guess, that day.
They were trying to pit me out, my mom friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up.
They really were.
They be, hey, mom friends be doing that.
Dude, moms have no filters.
They will, yeah.
And it's like older men and older women, like they just will say out of pocket stuff and they don't care. They have no shame in what
She
they say.
has no gag reflex. You said what?
No, I'm not even kidding. Yeah.
You said I thought. Oh,
Yeah.
that was a secret between all of us. I don't know why you just exposed me.
But yeah, so Valley native, Bex. So my last name's Becker, and just I don't know if it was like people just call me by my last name. You know how like in sports and school.
Did you do sports?
Yeah, I wasn't good, but yeah, I did them.
You said participation trophy.
I have this
I
really had this bad thing where I would do a sport, and if I wasn't first, I would quit. So
I feel like I was very competitive.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd quit.
Yeah, or if I tried out in elementary school for like basketball and I got JV, I'm like, well, I'm just not playing. Like it's either I'm varsity or I'm not anything.
You said I'm redshirting now.
Yeah, and so
Dang, that's wild.
Yeah, so I wish my parents would have forced me a little bit more to stick with something, but I mean, there's pros and cons to it, right? Like my parents gave me the authority to make my own choices and, okay, you're not feeling it anymore. You don't have to do it. But I'm like, damn, you should have forced me a little bit. Maybe I'd be good. But yeah, so just, I don't know, Becker, everyone call me Becker. And so it's like Becker. So for short, everyone will call me Bex. But then like just regular Bex. And then I don't know how the X came out. They're like, it's Bex with the X, and then we started chanting and like Wolf of Wall Street, and then that's how Bex with the X was born.
I love that.
So
I love that.
But yeah, Hannah, Becker, Bex, whatever you want to call me.
What would your ethnicity be?
So my mom is German. My dad's actually from Yemen. So I'm first generation Yemenis.
What?
Yes, I know.
Okay,
it's always a fun game.
Yeah, I wouldn't throw that together.
No,
That's crazy.
I get like Puerto Rican or Mexican or just a really tan white girls.
Yeah, mine would have been question mark for sure.
Yeah, so it's always fun. I'm like, no, take a stab at it. But yeah, my dad's first generation from Yemen. Came here. He met my mom. My mom worked at a nail salon, and my dad owned a liquor store. And they met, and then they had me.
Who went into where? My question is.
My mom was like into him. My mom like loves like Brown Town. She loves them. So
all right.
She was like that one right there. We're getting married. So they got married, and then I was a planned child. They planned to have me. And then like after a year, it just didn't work out. Cultural differences were huge. My mom comes from a very strong, independent German background. And then obviously my dad is Middle Eastern. And so it's just a huge clash, very different.
That's interesting.
So they couldn't see eye to eye on some things. So they divorced. And then my mom remarried when I was 3 to my stepdad, who's like my dad. Like I have his last name. We went through the adoption process when I was younger. Yeah. So my original last name was Saad, Ahmed Saad. This is a fun fact. I've had like 4 name changes already.
Hannah Catherine
Ahmed Saad.
Ahmed Saad. Oh, that would have been wild.
And then when I got
that would have been wild.
When I got adopted and it was just Hannah Catherine Becker, they misspelt my middle name. So then I had to, my mom's like, they threw an extra E in there and it's either going to be a 6-month process to change it or I'm like,
keep it.
I'm just Catherine now.
Catherine.
It's Catherine. Because I guess my great grandma was Catherine. And so, yeah, I was just like, well, I'll take the extra. I was getting my driver's permit at the time. So I was trying to, I don't want to wait 6 more months for my social security card to get changed. So, I just want Hannah Catherine. Now. I'm Hannah Catherine Becker now.
Catherine.
Yeah. And then my stepdad's like my dad. So.
Do you still talk to your dad?
Yeah. So my parents ended up, my mom and stepdad divorced when I was going into high school. And then my stepdad remarried, but I see him all the time.
What a pattern that keeps breaking in.
It's confusing. Like exactly. And it's so weird because
you said I have 3 different families now.
Literally Christmas time for Hannah is,
that's why you're always on the go.
And then plus whoever I was dating at that time also came from split parents. So it's like 4 Christmases in one day or 4 Thanksgivings in one day. Yeah. And I did long distance for a little while and that relationship was in Bakersfield. My dad was in Visalia. My mom's here. And so it was like,
what a drive.
I felt like for Thanksgiving, I was rolling to Bakersfield because I would have one here. Okay, now I got to go make my dad's. Okay, now I got to go make my ex's families. And then, we were going to go do another thing. I'm like, bro, I've had 4 meals today. Like,
you said I'm
on
the move.
I need a nap. Yes.
On the move. Dang, that's wild.
Yeah, and it's so interesting when I talk to other people and learn about their families because, like, mine's confusing, right? Like, they're like, wait, your dad or your stepdad? I'm like, well, I call my stepdad Dad. My biological father's the Yemenis one. Yeah, it's so...
What is your dad's name?
My biological father?
Yeah.
Okay, so his American name is Alex, but it's Ahmed.
Ahmed.
Yeah. So, and then in that tradition, you're supposed to take your father's first name as your middle. So that's why I had Ahmed as part of my middle name. Yeah.
Saad.
Ahmed Saad. And shouts out to all my little kid friends when we were growing up because it's Saad, S-A-A-D. But when we would be at like school functions or academic or the award ceremonies, right, in the cafeteria when you're a kid, you're all sitting in your respective room, right, with everyone. And they'd be like, Hannah Sad. And my whole class would be like, it's Sad. And I was like, and then my mom's like, just tell them the double A makes the ah sound. And so it was Hannah Sade, Hannah Sad. Yeah, but those kids were like, it's Sad. I'm like, oh.
At least I got your back.
Yeah, I was like, thank you, Jimmy. Like, so yeah, that was my original name.
Dang.
I know. And my mom named me Hannah in case I was like dyslexic. I could spell my name forward and backwards.
Wow. Thank you, Mom. How sweet.
And I turned out A-okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So
she said she can't this up.
She's like, if she's stupid or dyslexic, I'm gonna help her out. So it'll be easy.
It's like race car backwards.
Yes, race cars, one murder. What's another one? I don't really know.
I thought murder was red rum.
Oh yeah, it is, huh?
Exposed.
LOL, I actually am still stupid. I have a pea brain.
Ooh. Ooh.
There's another one out there. I'm just going to shut up now.
Ooh.
I'm just going to shut up. I was so confident with that. I was like, yeah, like murder.
Is that murder?
And you're like, I think that's red rum. I'm like,
I think you're off.
Twitching. I'm like, okay, sorry.
Okay. All right.
So that's me. Dyslexic.
So what do you do?
So what have I not done? So I'm currently an account executive for a company called Outfront Media. So we are headquartered in New York. We're a publicly traded company, but pretty much I sell billboards. So I'm in sales. So I get to work with local. Actually, sales is kind of fun though. But yeah, so I work with local organizations and honestly anyone that wants a billboard. Like I've worked with people who just want to wish someone happy birthday. I've worked on.
How much is it to if
depends.
Yeah,
the world is your oyster
for the billboard.
For the billboard,
really?
It can be as cheap as let's just say $400, $500 a month to like some of the billboards in Times Square, $300,000 for a month.
Oh, so you be like everywhere.
I can
like
sell everywhere.
Billboard everywhere.
Yeah, I can sell anywhere.
Because they own them that are basically everywhere?
Depends too. So, I mean, here in the Central Valley along Highway 99, if you're ever traveling, you're going to see a lot of billboards
all the time.
Right? So, but a lot of people own that land. Like it's agricultural land or it's personal property. So we have a real estate team that will go out and work with landowners like, hey, we will pay you and pay for everything and maintain it. And you will get a stipend every month to just have a billboard on your property and we'll take care of it. But then you also have some that are within the city. So then that's just an agreement with the city and local ordinances. And then obviously they get a piece of the pie for us having them there. So yeah, I'm in sales. So you just never know who you're going to work with. I think that's the beauty behind it. I never wanted to be in sales. I was always told I'd be good at sales because if you're a talker and you like to talk with people, they're like, do sales, right? But my biggest thing behind it was if I'm going to sell, I need to believe in what I'm selling. So originally I was going to sell like, I think it was like payroll systems, like some techie stuff. And I'm not techie. So I was like, I'm not really interested in doing this. But sales, you have to hit your number. You have a quota to hit. But I was like, I'm not really excited about selling this stuff. So then when I got into the billboard industry, I had a friend that worked there as an assistant back in the day. And she's like, hey, they have an opening. And it was during COVID. And during COVID, I was actually an events manager. And I was like, there's no events. I'm going to not have a job. But thankfully, where I worked at the time, obviously, you wear multiple hats with a nonprofit. And so they had a lot of things for me to still do. And so I still actually do some side work for them.
With the event planning?
Yeah. I worked for Fresno Pacific University.
Oh, okay.
So I went there.
I feel like, they're not like they're going to shut down or go out of business, right?
No, but it was so interesting because like being events, it was during commencement time and it's like, hey, we couldn't have commencement. And like now everything's online but there's still so many things going on that they made my job essentially. Like I wasn't out of job. So I'm super thankful for them there, but pretty much I hit my cap. Like there was no further room at the time for me to move up. Like I would love to be a vice president or an executive director, but I was 23, 24. I don't have that experience yet. So where I was like, hey, I can't go any higher yet. So let me look elsewhere. The billboard opportunity popped up. I applied, got the job. So I've been there a little over 2 years now. So
have they made you kind of travel a little bit?
So my territory is technically anything from like Modesto to Bakersfield in the Central Coast. But like I said, I can sell out of market. So if you had, I don't know, maybe you own a restaurant in Texas, you're expanding. I could look into those markets and pitch and sell you boards there too. I would just work with their market. But yeah, so my obligation is obviously making sure we're sold here in the Central Valley. But I can sell anywhere where we have boards.
Nice.
So,
how does that process kind of go into, like, if you were going to sell one?
If I was going to sell one, so I started off, I didn't have an existing book of business, so I didn't have clients.
So you had to build
So you have to go prospect, right? And so prospecting could be anything. It can be traditional door-to-door, going into businesses, dropping your business card off. It could be, market. Right? It could be messaging them on Instagram, Facebook, seeing them on local TV and then reaching out or calling and just being, hey, who would I talk to about this? So yeah, you have to go prospect. A really good way to prospect was obviously if they're running other advertisements. So it's like if you saw them on TV or if you see their Instagram ads pop up, that would be one thing like, hey, I saw this. Yeah, then you're making them excited. So like, okay, well, whatever I'm spending on this, obviously people are seeing it, right? And so then that was kind of like my way in with that. But yeah, process starts if the person or the organization's interested. You're kind of just, you're helping them bring to life whatever they want to advertise. So for example, maybe it's a grand opening. Maybe it's just brand awareness. Maybe it's
ShitGigs&Topics.
Yeah. Like maybe it's just like, hey, stream now, streaming here. Like it just depends. I've worked on some campaigns where their design stays the same the whole year and they just want people to be like, hey, like own a car, for example. Like you see own a car, $500 down. Like you start seeing him down the freeways, and he's not my client.
Yeah, all the way down to
so
Bakersfield. It's so wild how far he goes each direction.
I've worked with a client once, and they're like, "That's how I know I'm getting close to home when I'm traveling from LA." They're like, "Once I start seeing own a car billboards pop up, like I'm in the valley." So, and he's not my client.
Follow the billboard.
Literally, I'm like, just keep going. And my coworker works with that account, and originally like just started with 1 or 2 boards, and it's crazy. Like obviously it started working for them and the type of campaign that they're doing, and now he has a lot, and so it's like landmarks. So it just depends. But we have a team that helps out with design. Like you really could come to me and just be like, hey, and I have this much money, and this is what I think I want to do. What can I do? And then we go from there. So kind of tailor it to whatever that client or individual wants to do. So it's fun. It's the same type of work, right? You're doing sales every day, but behind what it is, you never know.
Yeah.
Ever.
Like, I don't know. I'm not a salesperson. I don't like sales. I don't know.
Why?
But
for what? Like,
I don't know. Okay. So the first thing was probably like, solar. So I talked to a guy and he got me into, doing solar with him. He was owner of the company actually.
Were you doing like door to door stuff?
And it was door to door,
See, that's hard.
and that's not something that I really, I believe in the fact that you here in California, you're going to need solar. Obviously it's sunny 80% of the year and it'll save you on your PG&E bills. But then also, the hard part is, finding a way for the financing. And then afterwards also just kind of upkeep and, it's not really going to pay off, but it's definitely more of a long-term gamble or just because you want it or whatever the case may be. And most of the homes nowadays are built with solar too. Yeah. So it's like it's just the way it is, But I don't know. Sometimes it just feels like you're trying to get someone
forcing it.
To like buy something that is just like, and ultimately
I agree.
A toss up in their hand, and I'm like, I'm not gonna play with your fate and your money like that. Yeah. But like for something like advertising, that's different because you want to get their image and brand and idea out there to the public, and. But and unfortunately, it comes at a cost.
Yeah, well, and that's why, like, I feel the same way. Like, sales is like, I don't want to sell payrolling systems, or I don't want to sell. Everyone's like, oh, go into tech sales. I'm like, I don't even like tech. I don't even know how to use. I had to figure. No, literally, I had no idea. I was like, how do you back up your phone? Like, I don't know any. Like, I don't.
No one. Do you ask questions? That's the thing.
I'm a question asker, but I think as I've gotten older in life, I am all for convenience. So I'll literally just go and be like, here, I'll pay you, fix it, go. And I won't, I'm like, whatever, just do what you got to do to it. Just for example, I didn't know how to change my lineup in fantasy football. And I straight up just went over to the server. I was at this like golf place and I was like, hey, you know how to do fantasy football? I was like, how do I change just do it. I trust you. Just whoever you think I need to have on that team, you just stack it up, please. Yeah.
I'm crying.
Yeah. So I'm very I'll put the ball in someone else's court and be like, hey, you do it. I trust you. Help me.
I'm crying. So, I had that conversation with actually someone the other day about that. I was like, I don't know. Me, I can. I got to learn. I got to know.
But you enjoy that process. I think there's 2 types of people, right? There's someone that enjoys the process of learning and figuring it out and going step by step, trial and error. And then you have people like me that get overwhelmed and stressed out. And then I'm just like, here. But it is beautiful once I'm going to
break all function right now. I'm done.
Just twitching, right? But like you're saying, it's like there's beauty in figuring something out. And for example, like I get stressed out when I see how to put furniture together, like the instruction manual. I'll just be like, no, I'm just gonna
crying.
I'm gonna free ball it. Like I'm just gonna figure it out. And then I'll get stressed out, and then I have to call someone.
You said how?
Like, do I need that? I don't need that.
How do these two pieces fit together?
I'm like, this kind of looks like it goes here. Yeah, I don't know what it is. My brain just doesn't.
What a mess.
That. So props to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I was like learning and seeing all your podcast stuff and all the equipment, and I'm like, how did you? And you're like, research. I'm like,
honestly, to me, I feel like this is just like, this is simple in my opinion. I just feel like this is simple. Most of the things, if you break it down simply, that camera, this setup, I'm able to sync both the audio and the visual together, and then I just use CapCut to just bleep out whenever I say.
Is that fun? Can I get bleeped?
Yeah, I mean.
I've always thought it was so cool, like on reality TV shows when people get bleeped.
They get bleeped.
I'm like, that's so cool. Like, all I want to do is go on a reality TV show and just cuss and get bleeped out. Like,
all you see is Bex. Bex with the X in the background.
You beep, beep, beep. Yeah. I just found out how to do that on Instagram, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you put, like, if I just record a video on Instagram, post it to my story, and I do the captions, like you do the caption option, if you say a bad word, it bleeps it out. And it literally goes beep.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I know that it'll do the SH and then the asterisk.
Yeah, it does.
Asterisk.
Yeah.
But I didn't know actually
it'll
bleep.
straight up go bleep.
Yeah, see? AI software is helping.
Yeah, I don't need that reality TV show anymore. I just use Instagram story.
Oh, yeah.
Or this.
Yeah. This is a reality TV show.
Yeah.
Snap back to reality. What was your first job?
My first job, I was a nanny.
Oh.
I was a nanny for...
How old were you?
16.
Where'd you go to high school?
Close High.
You went to
Go
high?
Cougars.
I went to West.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you live in like that side always, like in Clovis area?
Well, so originally growing up, I would have gone to McLean.
Oh, wild.
Yeah. Wild. I wonder how I would have been too.
I was supposed to actually go to Sanger High.
Sanger Banger.
Yeah. I actually went to Quail Lake Charter School from K through 8th grade. And then we moved over here to like the north side. And my mom remarried my stepdad, and he had a brother who had 2 daughters that went to Clovis West. So that's how me and my sister ended up at West.
Nice.
Yeah, otherwise it would have been a Sanger Banger. That would have been crazy. I might have stuck with soccer too, but West was cool.
Yeah.
I developed.
See, I live over by West now, and I like the area. But yeah, I grew up. Well, I grew up right behind the Manchester Mall, so I saw some things back in my day.
We lived around Shields and Maroa at some point over there.
Yeah.
So we were around that time. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at Ashland and Blackstone over there, and then when I went to college, I lived in the dorms for a year, but all I could afford was this apartment with one of my girlfriends. I think I was paying like $350 a month.
That's cool.
And it was Shields and Maple. And we saw some things. You just didn't go outside the gate after it got dark. Yeah, my mom was freaking out. I'm like, this is what I can afford. You said 18 and I'm out. This is what I got. $350 a month.
And you were working at that time as well?
Yeah, so I was a nanny. So I started at 16. It was actually one of my mom's coworkers. She had 2 young boys. And what was so crazy, so I'm an only child too.
What?
And all my cousins are older than me as well. And they're all boys. Yeah, so I was the first girl in my family in 36 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you still turned out low-key boyish, huh?
It was so boy. I'm such a bro girl.
Yeah.
Well, now I just wear fake eyelashes and stuff, but I'm like a dude through and through.
That's crazy.
I could be taken so wrong, but whatever.
What a pretty dude.
Thanks. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But
wait, am I supposed to do? You're welcome.
Yeah, Queen. Yes. But what was the? Oh yeah, so I was a nanny, and I nannied these 2 boys from 16 till I graduated college. So I literally, like, they were like my little brothers, and I watched them grow. Now they're, oh gosh, one just like went to study abroad his like senior year of high school. Like, it's crazy. I'm like,
that's cool.
I watched you when we were doing, like, you were 5 years old and I was teaching you how to read. Like, we were doing sight words together, and it's so crazy. They're so grown up. And
like,
so
I developed that child.
Like, so crazy. And so the best boys ever. I had the best job, best boss, I guess you would call her. Yeah, I did that for, 8 years almost?
Talk about job security.
8 years. And it was great because I was also a student. So when the kids were doing their homework.
You do yours?
Yeah, we would do it together. We had to hold each other accountable. I'm like, hey, look, we can go play on the trampoline, but you got to get this done. I got to get this done. And then we can, like, play trampoline all day long.
You're like,
Yeah, like you and I, like you, okay, I'm going to set a timer for the both of us. And I was like, call me when you need me. Because, you know, once they got older, they could do their homework themselves. But when they're 5 and 6, you got to kind of help them. But so I did that. But
because they're going to just be watching TV.
Exactly. So
I don't want to do anything.
I did that with them. But I also had multiple jobs, right? Like we all had back then or still do. And
just to survive.
Yes. So I did that. I also worked at NutriShop.
Hey.
So supplement,
outside
pre-workout. Hey. And then I also worked on campus for the events office at Fresno Pacific. And then when I graduated, they gave me a full-time job and then just kind of went from there. I also worked for Red Bull. I was a Red Bull girl.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing one of those.
Yep. I was the Red Bull fairy of the Central Valley. So I'm sure you guys saw me with the Mini Cooper.
You drove the Mini Cooper around?
You know what's so crazy is you'd have a partner, right? And so it'd be like me and one of my girlfriends that were the Red Bull girls. And you'd drive around and everyone would look at you and honk. And like, obviously you have a giant ass can on your Mini Cooper. And we had our whole job was to give out Red Bull, like just to give out Red Bull. And we couldn't say free. We had to say, it's a gift. Here you go. And literally we'd just show up in random places and be like, hi, you want a Red Bull? Here. Like, and the whole purpose behind that was Red Bull wanted the experience to be people that are working, right? You're working, they need energy. And all of a sudden, boom.
There it is.
It's free Red Bull. Like what? And so when you're tired, you're going to think back to that moment of like, oh, I was gifted. I was surprised with.
It's time to get a Red Bull.
So you think, because there's other companies that are more like, no, you come to us. Like we're going to set up a table and you're going to come here and we're going to give you something. No, the whole purpose was like we had backpacks and we just would walk into random places and be like, hey, y'all want some Red Bull?
That's lit.
Yeah. And then they're like,
That's
is this
lit.
real life? Like, does this have a cost? I'm like, no, it's a gift. It's a gift. Here you go. And so
said everything comes at a cost.
Yeah, I'm like, no, seriously, it's my job to like, please take them off my hands.
You said this is heavy. This is getting heavy. Take it. Take another one.
But what was tight though is this was during college, and obviously college you're broke. And my girlfriends and I, we didn't try to do this; it just naturally happened. But we would give Red Bull to restaurants because people are working. You're on your feet all day. And the cooks are cooking.
Yo, dead ass.
They would give us free food.
We would get Red Bulls throughout our shifts and shotgun them. I don't know whichever restaurant I was at, whether it was like Lazy Dog or Elbow Room.
Oh yeah,
you'd be shotgunning like Red Bulls.
Yeah. So it was like obviously all the staff is super excited they're getting Red Bull, and so people would be like, oh, hey, well,
are you hungry?
Yes. So we had.
You said I am starving.
We had it on lock, dude. We were fed so good during college. And
Did
we
you go to like the same kind of restaurant?
Yes, Jack's Urban Eats used to hook it up. And so we'd have to text in our little group chat like, hey ladies, we just went to Jack's on Monday, so don't go to them this week. Oh, also we went to the Dutch Bros off of McKinley. Don't go to the Ashland one if you're gonna go get like we would have to coordinate because then we'd just be bombarding and then they'd be like, okay, these girls just want free stuff. But yeah, I did that, and then I also did
freeloaders and giving us their free stuff.
It was such a fun job though. And then then I worked for a tequila company too, just doing like promo and stuff.
Same thing, just handing out free tequila, just
giving out shots.
Said, "Come get wasted."
Exactly. So those were all my jobs.
My God.
Yeah, and then now I'm in sales.
Wow. So we went from a nanny for 8 years
to professional party girl. Now I work for corporate.
Event manager. Sales. Working now sales as a corporate entity.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
And wow,
it's been a crazy ride.
I think that's interesting.
Crazy jobs, yeah. But it's all I've been so blessed that I've had amazing jobs, bosses, and coworkers. Like a lot of my like to this day, like friend group is a lot of coworkers. So
and you went to college, right? Mm-hmm. And then what would you master in?
So I got my bachelor's in business administration.
You said master's in,
and then I got a master's too. So in business.
In business,
yeah. So it's not an MBA; it was an MA. Basically, I just didn't like the math part of business, so that there was it was called strategic leadership. So I got a master's degree in strategic leadership. And that was at Fresno Pacific as well, because if you are an employee, you got incentives. Like basically you wouldn't have to pay full tuition.
So dang, you definitely use a lot of backdoor routes.
Yeah. So I was my mom
elevate yourself.
And I did not I just finished my bachelor's degree. I did not want to do school. I was like, I just want a break. But my mom's like, Hannah, you'll be 24 years old with a master's degree. They're paying for most of it. Just do it. It's 18 months. It's 18 months through and through. Just do it. I'm like, okay. So I did, but then COVID hit. So towards the last part of my degree, and I'm an in-person learner, so I don't know how people are doing and kids today doing all this online stuff. I can't. It's just not. I struggled towards the end. So, I got the master's and then was like, oh my gosh, I'm an events manager with no events, and every day was so different.
And a master's.
And I'm like, what do I do? And so, I had my foot in the door with Outfront, with one of my friends that had worked there, and then they needed someone. And so
do you use do you get a lot of connections now, like marketing, a lot of people like you meet and see a lot more faces in the Central Valley? I
lack patience, and I had a coworker.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And I had a coworker. I was like, I just want to be where you guys are at. I want to have my book of business built. I want to take my clients out for lunches. I want to go golfing with. I want to have these relationships that you have. And they're like, with time, Hannah, you have to build. Like,
I want it now.
But I was like, I want it now, right? So now, fast forward, I'm 2.5, right? I'm 2.5 years in now, and like, okay, I have my solid book of business. I've got some new accounts. Like, I've maintained some over the years, so it's like I've built that up, and it's crazy because now when you go somewhere, it's like, okay, that person owns this. Well, and I think it's just a Fresno thing, but that person owns this business, or that person's the marketing person here, and they do business with this person, and that person's cousins with that. And so it's been fun. Are you
talking about the web of Fresno? And
I think there's only like 50 people own this city. Like, it's literally just 50 families, and somehow everyone is related in one way, shape, or another, which is awesome because I love community and I love the Central Valley.
And it's easier for me to move in on anything.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, I've worked with I know that their kid went to my school, or so it's been really fun doing that, and then just seeing people out and about. Like, I went to a conference with one of my clients, and between her and I, we're like, oh hey, there's Bob. Oh hey, there's so and so. Let me introduce you to Nicole. Like, oh yeah, we're going to work on this. And so the power of networking, it's huge.
That's what I kind of miss too, being in a restaurant, because I get to see, especially like when I was at Elbow Room, I got to see a lot more faces daily. I got to talk to them. Yeah. But not only that, a lot of times I always would ask them, who are you? What do you do? Why do you do it? What do you want to do? As well as, what do you want to eat?
Yeah. But and then you got to know them, because I'm sure, obviously Fresno's kind of small, and so they come back.
Regulars, yeah.
Yeah, and then you get to know them, and then I'm sure they're like, oh, hey, let me introduce you to this person if you ever want to explore this, or you need a guy for this, let me introduce you to that person. So
I think it, and one of the things that I learned from my buddy Malik, who was previously on this podcast, but networking is like who you know, and just being out there in front of people. Yeah.
No, I agree. So now with your jobs now, or the construction one you mentioned.
Yeah, so that one's pretty seclusion. It's just the same us 3-4 guys that kind of go out in the field and then do our surveying, and then we're done for the day and stuff like that. So
it's the same. You're just
it's just different locations, kind of the different jobs, but it's the same people and stuff like that. Definitely gets the job, bills paid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
And then you're at Fort Washington as well.
Yeah, doing personal training and coaching as well. So I do see a lot of
that's got to be fun,
different faces. I got lucky with maybe my personality, or just that situation as well, because I just fell into it.
Really?
Literally fell into it.
Were you just going to the gym there and then
So my whole mantra and how I got lucky with life, I guess, was I found the gym for the most part after one of my relationships, and it was probably this frontal lobe, because after 25 your brain fully develops, and then I finally learned what maybe the word no is, or some discipline. So the gym kind of taught me a little bit of that, and then I was like, I need more money.
Yeah.
So the restaurant wasn't cutting it, and I needed more money, so I was like, let me open up the gym for you, 4:30 mornings, right?
Yeah.
Because successful people get up in the morning. period.
Yes.
My stepdad gets up at 4 a.m. and
That
does
is
his
so
due
real.
diligence,
Yeah.
keeps on track of everything that he needs or wants, and then he gets his work day on.
Yeah.
Successful people get up. I'm not saying that you're not going to be if you don't, but in
there's
my
literally
opinion,
studies.
You're up before everyone else, and you're focused and you're in the game and in the grind already.
Yeah, did you guys hear that? All my friends call me crackheads for getting up super early.
And it's funny because I would go 5 hours of sleep, be up at 4, go through my work day of 16 hours, and then repeat the next day. And like it's hard for me. Well, besides this weekend, but it's normally hard for me to sleep in past like 6. Like I'm just up, so I'm like, well, might as well do something. But it's so, I don't know. It's just so rewarding. But you have ADHD? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I'm working on it. No, I'm just kidding.
You said self-diagnosed.
But I was going to Pilates at 5:30 in the morning, and one of the ladies there, she was working in our office as well, and she's like, come to my morning classes. I'm like, okay, like you're holding me accountable. I'll go. Got one of my other coworkers to go with me. And we were going 3 times a week, and she's like, let me introduce you to these people. And they're all like lawyers, doctors, real, like so successful. And then I would go to some of the other classes, way different dynamic, but like these people would roll in like 4:30, 5 a.m. like, hey John, hey, like how's the kids? Oh, yep, I got this I got to go home and get 3 kids ready now. I'm like, good for you for discipline and staying on top of, like, that is their 1 hour to themselves, really. Like they're business owners, like their moms and dads, like that is their 1 hour to themselves, and then they go about their very busy day. So.
Yo, I'm telling you, the gym is another beast, and I think it was Arnold that said, when you wake up, don't even think, just go to the gym, get in that grind, and then afterwards, your brain, your body, everything's already pumping. And now you're ready to go. Yeah. So it's like
you're ready to take on anything that can happen to you that day. I think it's funny
because when I was first starting at the gym, I was 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Saying hi to the people because I couldn't not. I'm sitting front desk. It's my job to say what's up and check people in. Yeah. So periodically, you start to see the same people every time you're there, same shift. So then they start saying hi to you. So they're like, "Oh, what's up, Richard? Morning." I said, "Hey, what's going on, Jeff? What's up, Mark?" I said right on time. And if someone was late, I would get them.
Like, what happened to you?
So you're an hour late. Did you sleep in? What's going on?
Yeah, this isn't normal. Yeah.
So, but it's funny because I would play that kind of banter throughout with those people, and then later, as I leaned into coaching, because I would always pop my head in whenever the coach Rob was doing his class.
What do you mean by coaching? Like, what is coaching?
So
you?
like
strength
boot camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hit boot camp, coaching them. Okay. Like a group class, coaching group class.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So I would periodically like kind of stick my head in there, say hi to the the members, and just kind of cheerlead a little bit as well.
Yeah, like you're doing great, Paula. Yeah.
Yeah. Just have a good time because we're here for a good time, not a long time. Yeah. And the gym can be a struggle.
Yes.
So as much fun as you could try to put into it, I would do that. And so one thing another stick, and then I stayed in that position for a while, and it was kind of funny because I just fell into it, and then I kind of started to enjoy it, and then I have a lawyer and a doctor that I personally train, and I've met a lot of great people from the gym.
Yeah. Great networking tool.
Honestly, it was a good thing for mentality because I had my health here, and then when I was at the restaurant, it was just like toxicity here.
So I've never worked in the service industry, but I've heard it's
so bad. It was
like, I can't understand. Like, I've had all my friends have been in the service industry one way, shape, or another, and I'm like, I've never done it, but I hear the stories, and I'm like, oh, ooh.
I've never had like too bad of like guests ever. Sure. So where I've just like shit the bed and I'm just like I don't like this job ever.
Yeah.
I've had pretty reasonable guests throughout my entirety. But it's just the BS that we do like afterwards, like just drinking or just kind of whatever. Just the debauchery.
Oh yeah.
That's where the toxicity comes in.
Oh, trust me. With my job, like we have a good time, but I feel like we do golf tournaments, and so we actually have a golf tournament this Friday, and every time we have a golf tournament, It's a long day.
That's lit. So they put on golf tournaments for you guys?
We sponsor. So like different organizations will put some on, and there's different sponsorship levels with everything. So there's some that we do every year annually, and some new ones that we jumped into just sponsoring. Like for example, like let's just say it was Habitat for Humanity, or it's something like that, right? So we'll sponsor some throughout the year, and pretty much what our sponsorship looks like is the boys get to golf, and me and my other coworker, she and I man the booth, and the booth is 1942 and Whistle Pig shots.
What?
And we give out golf balls and swag.
That's
my job on golf tournament days.
When and where is the...
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But then do you know how many times like these people come around? They're like, "I'll do a shot if you do a shot. I'll take one if you take." I'm like, if I took a shot for every single one of you guys that came by, I would be on the floor in the first like 10 minutes. Like there's 144 of you guys and 2 of us. Like there's no way. So
yeah, I can only imagine.
Those days are long, and actually the poor Eureka workers. We normally always end up at Eureka after, and I was feral. I do like dad jokes. I say bad. It's just bad. I came in there and I was like, I'm a sewer rat, and it was bad. And so I was on a date one time, and I was in there, and the one server recognized me, and he goes, "Oh no." He's like, "Are you going to behave today?" And I go, "Shut up."
Jen, I'm trying to impress this man. What are you doing?
And he's just like, "Remember, only 2 headhunters. We cut you off after." And I'm like, but I kept drinking, like, because they have a drink there you can only have 2 of. But then I'm like,
it's called a headhunter?
Yeah. And I was like, I may have tapped out of the headhunter, but now I'm going to have a wild child. And then I just, yeah.
What is in this headhunter?
That's this like 180 proof rum, and it's bomb. You feel like you're on, it's like a Mai Tai kind of. Yeah. And it's just like served in this cute little Hawaiian tiki thing. And so, yeah, it literally says 2 per person. So then I'll drink 2 to prove a point after drinking at a golf tournament all day. And then I was like saying like I was like doing my jokes, and
your dad jokes.
I have so many.
Throw some out here.
Okay.
Come on.
All right. Let's okay. Let me look them up because I forget.
You gotta.
Sometimes I know some of them by heart, but the other ones I'll like forget something. But one of them is how do a trucker and a porn star get paid?
This is a dad joke?
A perverted one.
Let's go. How?
By the load.
Oh.
Like just bad. So when I'm at these tournaments.
Dang, that's good.
Yeah, when I'm at these tournaments, I'll ask.
That's a good icebreaker.
People, yeah, I'll be like, hey, do you have any jokes for me? And it's funny when you start off, obviously, everyone's they're sober. The day's just starting. So they're like, oh, no, like, I don't want to say it. It's kind of bad. Or, like, how'd the chicken cross the road? Or it's these stupid, literal dad jokes, right? But then I'm like, come on.
How did the chicken cross the road?
Unleash these bad boys on me, and then it gets perverted. But let's see this other one. There's one I do. It's a horse. It's a horse joke.
You can be a stand-up comedian.
No, the horse joke gets me in trouble.
Why?
It depends on the crowd. Like there's times where I've done it and people think it's hilarious, and then there's other times where I was at a bar and I did it, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't with those jokes," and I was like. I looked at my coworker. I was like, "Drink your drink. We have to get out of here. We're getting kicked out." Yeah. It's not even. Okay, here's a dad joke. What kind of pants does Mario wear? Denim, denim, denim.
Oh yeah.
It's so tough. Or it's like, what's the other one? It's like, what's the DJ's name? It's like Eric. Eric. Like stupid ones like that.
Okay, but the horse one.
Oh god, I'm gonna get canceled.
It's fine.
You can cut this one out, but
we'll get canceled.
So basically, it's like, okay, so what does a gay horse eat?
Hey.
Mm-hmm. What's a lesbian horse eat?
Hey.
But you're supposed to jump in their face when you do it. And it just really depends. It just depends on the crowd.
Said we actually don't appreciate those kind of jokes here.
Mm-hmm. I've had that. I've had someone, like super offended, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I always preface with, "Can you take a joke?" I was like, "We're in a bar. We're all drunk. Like, can you take a joke?" And they're like, "Yeah, I can." And then I'll say something.
You said, "This isn't about you. This isn't about anyone. This is about a horse and making you laugh. So are you ready?" Yeah, I'm ready.
And then, so
You said, wow, I am so mad right now.
And my coworkers know when I'm like, hey, what did and I start like that and they go, oh no, she's doing her horse joke. They're like, get her out.
Turn around.
Yeah, leave. Like, leave her. We don't claim her anymore.
So here we go again.
But,
You said Bex with the X is a 15th bar.
Like, there she goes. There she's crawling. She's crawling
Lord.
the finish line. So,
this is how she could spell her name backwards.
yes. It's my party trick.
You said the officer asked me one time if I could spell my name backwards. I said, watch this.
Oh, fun fact. I can say the alphabet backwards in less than 4 seconds.
What?
Yeah.
Ready?
All right. Wait, no, are you serious?
You said in less than 4 seconds.
Ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
ZYXUBVTSRQPONM LKJIHDFEDCBA.
That was 3 seconds.
It's and fun fact too. You know the ABC song is like A B C D. If you do it backwards and you start with Z, it still goes the same. Like it's still on beat. So ZYXWVUTSRQPONM LKJIHDFEDCBA. Yes.
Lord.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to do that?
You know, it didn't take me that long. I had to like write it all out and then I practiced that way. But I don't know why I watched Cops a lot as a kid.
You said,
and
I'm going to trick them.
I literally was like, if I ever get pulled over, I want to be like, oh yeah, you want me to do the alphabet backwards? Because no one makes it past like W. I'm like, bet. I'll do it in 4 seconds.
You said,
and I'll do the whole alphabet. Like, try me.
I won't even slur it.
Yeah, I'm like, you ready for just instantly sobers up? You ready for this?
That is crazy.
So that's like my party trick. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So hasn't come in handy ever. It's just like a random.
It has
thing.
now. That will live on reels for a while.
They're like gonna like pause it and put it in slow. I'm gonna be like,
dude, I can't wait. That's gonna be the best reel. It's literally just gonna be like.
I tried really hard to enunciate every letter too, so people aren't like, oh no, she just went. Blah, blah, blah.
She doesn't even make sense.
Yeah,
no one even heard. No one even heard.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. That's wild.
A fun trick.
All right, so throughout
Yes.
your years and learning different jobs and experiencing with traveling and becoming a woman.
Yeah, travel, man. Mm-hmm.
What would you say, out of the countless things in this world, if you could pick doing one thing, what would it be?
Like, what do you mean?
What would you want to do?
Honest?
Yeah.
I would love to just travel and not work and just have a lot of money, or someone just give me money to travel and I don't have to do anything. That would be ideal, but that's not my bingo card. So I have to work and travel. But honestly, traveling, I just recently got back so I was in 6 weddings this year.
Jeez.
Or in the course of a year, right?
You were in the wedding.
Like a bridesmaid.
Lord.
Through and through. And if I hear someone say, you're like that one movie, 27 Dresses, I'll retire. I'll seriously retire.
How many dresses are you in now?
Well, I have 6 just with this year, but the movie 27, Katherine Heigl, everyone's like, you're like that one movie. I'm like, if I had $1 for every time someone said that to me this year, I would just retire. But yeah, so I have traveled a lot for these weddings, and I just recently on Monday got back. Excuse me.
I know that the soda water is getting me too.
I'm like, I know. Stop! I'll let it out. I'll be a bro girl right now.
Hey, go for it. I was thinking about it too. I was like, I gotta burp, but I don't want to be that
taking
person.
small increments. No, but I just got back from Europe on Monday, and it was my first solo international trip.
Yeah, congratulations on that. That
was the worst experience of my life. People make traveling glamorous, and it is, but it's also like ugly and scary all at the same time. Like, it's so many things.
I've only ever traveled in the U.S. too, so like I wouldn't imagine what it would be like.
I have like no sense of fear anymore. Like, I went for a walk the other day at like 4 a.m. My friend's like, how are you not scared? I'm like, if someone's going to snatch me, they're going to snatch me. Like, yeah, I have mace on me, but I'm not going to stop living my life because of fear, right?
Yeah.
So I think that was something big, but travel. I'd travel because I think it's so beautiful to experience other cultures and things outside of our norm. Like, we're so used to like our everyday lives here, and I love my everyday life. I love my boring little bike rides I go on, and like I have a glass of wine and I watch a murder doc. Like I like my routine, but going to these other places, like that's their normal, and it's so different. Like for breakfast, like what they do for breakfast and mannerisms and, you know, time of days and acts of service, everything is so different. And
yeah, Western civilization's just like, yeah, we don't give a fuck.
And it, you know what? And everyone's like so natural. Like I went to Italy and you could just tell who was American and who was of other, like you could, you know, but like low key it helped me out because I was like, we're okay. We can travel together. Because again, I was a solo.
You said Americano.
No, literally a solo agent out there, and it was scary, especially as a woman.
Did you use Google Translate?
No, I didn't. Thankfully, I know enough Spanish to where like Spanish and Italian is the same kind of, just the conjugation's different because it derives from Latin. But
nice.
I had a 40-hour delay layover. Yeah, let me give you the Spark Notes version of it. So I flew San Francisco to Istanbul, had a 5-hour layover. And then towards the end, it was just getting delayed by an hour. So I'm like, okay, it's delayed. Finally, 10:30 p.m., it canceled. So then they're like, you have to go to this desk to get a new ticket. We don't do e-boarding passes. It's just not a thing. I'm like, okay. I wait in that line for 7 hours.
You were in a line?
For like standing. Like imagine you're at the DMV standing for 7 hours.
Was there that many people?
Yeah. It was bad. And they only had 4 representatives. And so it took 7 hours to get to the front. So I met these other couple. I met an Australian couple. I met this guy going with his sister to Munich. I met this Russian lady who's like, I got to get back to work. And so we were all in it together. 7 hours goes by. Next flight out's not till 5 p.m. It's like 4 a.m. at this time. I'm like, cool, 24 hours I've been here, right? Or I will be. And they're like, oh, just kidding. We're going to make a 1 p.m. flight. I'm like, love that. I love that. Please put me on that flight. So they put us on the 1 p.m. flight. We go, they stamp our boarding passes. I see the plane get loaded with our luggage. Canceled. Literally at 1. I'm like, what? Why? And they go, we don't know. Go back to the desk. I'm like, okay. 3 hours in that line again. And I get to
10 hours
just of standing.
So far.
I haven't slept. I haven't eaten. Like I haven't had time to because we're
in an airport.
And you can't leave that
and
airport.
Where is that airport?
In Turkey.
In Turkey.
Yeah, you can't even leave the airport unless you have a specific visa. Like you have to apply, and it's $90. And I was like, I'm not paying any more than no. I'm staying in this airport. So they didn't give us food vouchers. They didn't do anything. Like it was so bad. And so then they're like, okay, go in line. So now it's 4 p.m. There's a 5 p.m. flight still. I'm like, please put me on that. They're like, there's no more seats. And I lost it. I just started crying. I was like hysterically sobbing. I was like, like, you don't understand. And I was like, you're going to have to physically remove me from here. Like, I'm getting on a plane one way or another. Like, I'm psycho at this point. I haven't slept. I'm, like, disgusting. It's, like, day 3 or just, it's so bad. So then the guy goes, oh, we found 1 seat. And then the couple that was behind me, I was like, no. Like, I created a bond with, like, they took me in. It was a mom and dad. And they're like.
You were literally crying. They found 1 seat and then you
I looked at them and I was like, and they're like, there's 2 of us, 1 of you. You take it. I'm like, oh, thank you. And then we cry and we hug.
So we're friends forever.
Yeah. So then
Did you get their information?
Yes. We're friends on Instagram. Yeah. Kelly and Chris. Love you guys.
That's funny. When I was
I'm going to visit you in Australia.
When I was at Aftershock, I went by myself actually for the first time.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go with a friend and that failed. And then another friend and that failed.
Yeah.
And then another friend joined me day 3 and 4. But going there by myself was crazy because I would just meet random people
Which
that
was
we were
so
all there
fun.
for like one thing to enjoy ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So it was cool because I met these 2 dudes and I also friended, and they got me close to Megadeth. So that was, so that was wild.
Yeah, because you're all in it together, you're all sharing like the same experience, and you all just want to have a good time. So that's the beauty about traveling is like you get to meet all these beautiful strangers, and then you like go on a journey together, and it's great. Like you would have never once otherwise met them if you didn't travel.
I know.
Yeah. So then the 5 p.m. flight comes and it's delayed. And I'm like,
so you're sitting.
I'm not even on the plane yet.
Not on the plane yet.
No, but it exists. Yeah. Anyways, we make it. We get to Italy. It's like 9-something p.m. Luggage comes out. Our luggage doesn't come out. They lost my luggage. So I had no clothes. I had my laptop, my bridesmaid's dress, thank God. And that was it. And the clothes I was in.
This is just to get
there. Oh, and then once I get there, there was an earthquake. And the cab driver was like, oh, did you not know about the earth? I'm like, I was like, God, what is happening? What kind of life am I living right now? And Go in the cab.
Me through this loop.
Dude, going into the cab. So they lose our luggage. Takes an hour to file a claim. I share a taxi with the Australian couple because they were going the same way as I was. And so I would have only been in the taxi for 30 minutes by myself. Then they get dropped off. Then my cab driver gets weird. And he's like, oh, were you traveling alone? And I'm like, no, my friends are there. I'm like lying. I'm like, I have lots of friends that are waiting for me. They're tracking me right now.
They all have guns.
And he's like, do you have a boyfriend? Like, why isn't your boyfriend on the phone with you? And I'm like, I talked to him at the airport. I was texting. I'm just like, why are you asking weird questions? Then I'm on the phone with my girlfriend. Because I'm like, just be on the phone with me, dude. I'm alone. It's like it's midnight. It's midnight. I'm like, it's bad. So I'm on the phone with her. And then I lose cell service. I'm like, hello? And he pulls over. He pulls over on the side of the road.
He said, I'm dying today.
Yeah. And he's like, there's no more cell service now till the end. I'm like, oh, God. So then.
Clutching the mace.
Yeah. And then he's like, I just have to look for my phone charger. And I'm like, this is where I die. And then I make it to the hotel. I cry. I'm so happy. And then, yeah, that was just to get there.
And then did your luggage ever arrive a little bit later?
After 3 days.
After 3 days?
Yeah. So I had to buy
They sent it to your hotel?
Yeah. And my hotel, shouts out to them. They give me your claim. We'll locate it for you. We'll talk. Because it's all, like language barrier too. It's huge.
Yeah.
So they did all the work for me and they got it there within 3 days. So
dang.
Yeah. Shouts out Dario. Thank you.
Wow.
So,
what an experience.
Travel is a lot, but do it if you can. If you're able to, do it. It's beautiful. It's scary. It's a lot of things, but now's the time. Don't wait. Just do it.
Yeah. There's no time like the present.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish, honestly, I got to get more travel time. One day, soon enough.
Yeah.
Maybe when my stepdad gets his plane.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Then you just have a private plane.
Then we're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to deal with what I just going through.
Yeah. When I get my private plane, then I guess I'll do that too. But
yeah.
For the time being.
I guess I'll just take economy.
We'll just go Beck's route.
Yeah. It's rough.
You said 7 hours.
Yeah. And then I flew back in Monday and then I worked Tuesday through Thursday and then I had a bachelorette trip this last weekend.
Where was that at?
Paso Robles.
Oh, nice.
So it was nice.
It was local.
It was local. It was great. We did beer Olympics. We did wine tasting. We barbecued. So it was wholesome.
I'm so jealous of your life. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I could.
I'm tired. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. I'm literally, so tired.
But when you gain your sleep, you recharge, and then you look back and you're like, damn, it's
crazy.
Worth it. And it was fun and it was exciting and you learned a lot.
I'm super blessed. I'm super fortunate. And, it's just that season of life right now where a lot of my friends are getting married. And so between that and it's like with marriages, you have the bachelorettes and then you have the engagement parties. And then now some of my friends are having kids. And so it's kid parties and baby showers and I have work events and, there's always something going on. So,
nice.
But I think that's the best thing to be.
Now podcasts.
Yes. So thank you. Thank you for having me on here.
Thank you for joining me from your busy schedule.
Yeah, no, I was really looking forward to it. I was super excited. I was like, see where this goes.
So you would just say, let's see where. Are you just kind of open with, whatever's the next part or journey in your life? Or are you going to stick with
what's
doing
for
your
future
job?
Becks?
Yeah.
Oh, great question. I normally with any job, I always give myself a 3-year checkpoint to just see okay, I figured it out. Is this something I see myself in long term? I work for an amazing company and I have amazing bosses and I have amazing coworkers. So, which is hard to come across, honestly, sometimes. So I can see myself here for a long time. I don't know if that will all just be in the realm of sales. Maybe that is, more of a manager of some sort, or, it's corporate. So we have offices all throughout the States. So I could transfer to a different market. I have really nothing holding me back. I would just have to relearn that market. But, I don't know, but I have it really good where I'm at. I really love the Central Valley. I love the networking here. So I definitely don't mind staying local.
Support local.
Yeah. So is that the Grizzlies?
Shouts out to my manager.
That's my account.
Actually. Oh, geez. Shouts out to my manager, actually, for this awesome one.
Rep it. You know, they're taco truck throwdowns this weekend.
Oh.
12th annual, baby.
I got to be there now.
Cypress Hill, that Mexican OT. They're like headlining.
Yeah?
Yeah. See, local things to do. But yeah, I think I'll stay here. Sales or not, but I really like where I'm at and the opportunities it provides. And who knows? Maybe I'll leave. I don't know. But
honestly, I feel like I definitely like living life day to day. You never really know what could happen. You could get, life could change in an instant, or, it just kind of goes with the path that you're setting.
Like I'm open to whatever the world wants to throw at me. Like maybe it is relocating, maybe it is something completely different, but as of right now, I'm just kind of just riding the wave.
Yes. Hey, hop on that wave, ride it for as long as you can.
Yeah.
Because once it starts to go out, you got to find the next wave.
Exactly. So what about you? You think you'd stay here?
Oh, me? Oh, we're going. The podcast is blowing up. Acting is one of those things that I would definitely want to give a shot in my life. I've never truly had any experience except for just like plays when I was younger, and just faking this.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it. No, but I would definitely, one of those things where I'm not going to just like walk out there and be like, I'm going to be the greatest actor. No, I definitely want to like do my research, learn, practice, and try.
Wow.
One of my biggest things is I definitely want to try.
Yeah.
Or, I'm gone. Whether, whatever that looks like. But for now, I will continue to, because I'm not a millionaire, I will continue to work my day in and day out job to keep stacking, to keep making money, to break the threshold to where money no longer, I work for money, money works for me. That's my goal. That's my first overall goal, is make my money work for me. So I am no longer, tied down by that fact.
Financial,
So financially free by 30, that's the goal.
Wow, that's a great goal.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
And that lets you do whatever you want. Now you never check anything, right?
I think the most stress literally comes from finance.
No, it's insane. It's insane. Like, whether it's personal,
I don't know how people are doing
your family, your friends, people, it's one of those things. You're born into being in debt already. Unless you're, Kim Kardashian. No.
Yeah.
But like, unless you're born into a family that already doesn't have that issue.
Established like that, yeah.
You got another problem. You got to learn how to grow up too, though. And there's other things.
It's just crazy because like I have a good job. Like I live a good life, but I struggle. And I'm like, how are these people who are working part-time jobs or, nothing wrong with being a fast food worker, but I'm like, how are you paying today's rent? How are you?
Yeah, my rent's $1,650, I think, for myself.
Yeah, it's insane. And I shared a whole house in college with my friends for $1,500, and that house is like $2,300 now. And it wasn't even like that great. It had termites. It was a shit house. There was no sprinklers in the back. Like, yeah, I'm like, it was a great located house, but it wasn't brand new. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, it's just insane. So I really, the stress of finances and just figuring out, what am I going to eat? What's this next check going to do? Oh, now my car broke down. Oh, now my insurance. Geez. Now, student loans are picking back up. Got to make my payment now. Like, oh, great. PG&E.
Oh, don't even
my PG&E bill was like $400 and something.
Mine was that.
Never home.
Mine was that. I leave this place at 68 though.
Oh, you would hate my house. I don't run it.
I love crisp, clean, cold air.
So that's why I like Christmas time coming up, because it's about to be like 62 in my house. Just because I'm not running.
Yeah, it'll be a comfortable like 66 maybe or something like that.
Yeah.
With a little bit of heater.
So does that actually put out heat?
It does, but my sound bar is on top of it right now. So,
it
cancels
really
out for the moment.
That's very cool.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I like the finer things in life.
Same.
Champagne tastes on a beer budget, baby.
Yep.
That's how we out here living.
I love it.
Until we got the champagne money. One day at a time. Well,
that's all we can do.
Again, I thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
This has been a fun conversation. I learned a lot about you.
Yeah.
No one's learning anything more about me. You guys know too much about me.
I'm going to teach them how to do the alphabet in 3 seconds.
3 seconds. Yeah. Oh, man, I got to learn. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, that's the party trick. That's the next one.
That's going to be great. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tune in Mondays, check out our reels, check out Fantasy Tuesdays as well. Any last words?
No.
All right.
I think we covered it all. I think I talked your ear off, and I got to try Spindrift, which I'm very impressed with.
Oh, yeah.
Because I love bubblies. I normally drink Perrier, and this flavor, like normally, like LaCroix just tastes like static.
You know, honestly, I always get whatever's the cheapest, but I was at Costco and they have them like in the case, so that's why. Yeah, that's why.
So I got to make a Costco run tomorrow.
Boom, Spindrift.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I
Case.
was just gonna get some Trader Joe's ones to get by, but I'll hold tight. I'll stand my ground. Damn.
That's where I get my Celsius too. So
That's right. They do Celsius.
gotta have that energy.
I can't drink Celsius.
Yeah. Why?
It just tastes like White Claw to me.
Oh, that's because you've been drinking way too many.
Like I can't. I like drink it. I'm like,
Bax.
with the X.
Bax with an X.
Yep.
All right,
But
everyone.
the pleasure was mine. Yeah.
Thank you